Hello, 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 and welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, if you are coming back, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are brand new, hello there. Okay, thank you also for tuning in and welcome. All right, just in case you don't know who I am, allow me to introduce myself. I am Indigo Sage, all right? And you have found yourself at Indigo Sage Tarot, all right? And you can find me across social media under hashtag unapologetically sage or hashtag Indigo Sage Tarot or hashtag Indigo Sage Reviews. Indigo Sage Reviews is my second channel where I review TV shows, reality shows, Bravo shows, okay? And it's just reviewing, there's no tarot. Indigo Sage Tarot, here where you are, there aren't reviews. There are summaries that go along with my tarot readings, okay? When tarot spills the what? Tea. Okay. So come along with me. Let's get started. Let me break this all the way down, okay? Because I did have fun with this one. All right. I really did. I did. All right. These different personalities, I just really have fun with these women. So, and you will too. So let's go. All right, so this show, just in case, I do like to always give a summary at first, in the beginning, and I will leave some timestamps, you guys. But just in case you are listening to this and have no idea who the people are in the thumbnail, well, let me let you know real quick. Okay, so it is from a reality TV show off of Bravo Network. And the main one that we are talking about today, it's funny what I was just going to say. The main one we are harassing today is Anne Marie Wiley. Okay, now, I don't know why some people say Anna Marie. Maybe because that rolls off the tongue better or something like that. But it's ANNE. It's not an ANNA. So I'm just going to say Anne Marie, all right? And forgive me if I just say Anne because as I was, doing my tarot reading, at times when I thought about her, I just wanted to say Anne. And I was like, "Ooh, let me respect her name, okay?" So, anyway, so the show, like I said, is a reality TV show. It had 6 women, which was Garcelle. She's African American. She's been on for 4 seasons. Sutton. She's a rich old white lady. She got her money from her divorcing her husband. He's some kind of billionaire. All right. One thing that sticks out to me about her, she is Southern, and in her divorce, she had a financial forensic analysis, and she now owns a baseball team that she didn't even know that he had, honey. Okay, now that's Sutton. They have a nickname for her called Fancy Drew, because she may not speak and go up against people all the time, but when she does, she usually does it like in a big fashion. She went up against Erica when Erica had all that mess, which brings us to Erica. She is the ex-wife of Tom Girardi. They had some mess. And then there's Crystal, and she's of Asian descent and married to the Lion King creator. I forgot his name, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Um, and she sells coconut water. She's very quiet, which actually is a bad thing. Of course, when you're being a housewife, you are not supposed to be meek, mild, and quiet. Or you can be meek and mild, but every once in a while you need to, you know what I'm saying, buck up, but not like be loud and yell, because Crystal already let us know she does not want to yell and scream in the group, and that's the only time that's all they want her to do, she said. I don't know, but ain't nobody asking her to yell and scream, but you do have to let us know that you have a pulse. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness. Anybody can just sit there and stand there and be quiet. Any of us can do that. Anybody listening can do that. And anybody talking with just me, we can do that. Girl, you need to do something else. You got that position. Why? You know what? Here's the thing. Crystal, what we want to know is, why did you get awarded this position? Okay, why did they give it to you? Because right now we don't know why you are a housewife of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay, so you have to show us why, and it doesn't mean to be all loud and aggressive and yell and scream or whatever, but you got to do something. Okay, put on some tap shoes and start tapping. Damn it, I don't know. Shit, do something. Snap your fingers and tap your toe or something. Anyway, then next is Dorit. And Lord, Dorit, she from Connecticut and made up an accent. I think it's a mix between Connecticut, England, and might even be some African accent in there. I don't know. You know, she sound. I can't pin it down. I don't know, but it's fake. She admitted that it was fake because she said she traveled all around the world and she picked up what she picked up, and then poof is this. You know, just whatever the hell come out her mouth. It's just poof. That's it. So she made up her own accent. So anyway, and it's quite ridiculous. But and then there's Kyle right here in the pink, and she is in charge of the girls. Okay, Kyle is in charge of the girls. She's the one that, she's the Nene of the group, basically. And for those of you who don't like Nene, I don't mean she acts like Nene. What I mean is she got the ladies together, supposedly, apparently, and allegedly. Now, it's been 13 seasons, and many of the ladies, many of the cast have come and gone before this season began. But the newest one, besides Anne, is Sutton, and she had been there. I think she just completed her third season. Okay, she just got that under her belt, and we were all settled in and familiar and satisfied for the most part. And now we have a brand new cast member who was not properly introduced to us until episode 7, which is unheard of. However, now that she has stomped her muscly feet across our screen, I've decided she is the ingredient that ruined the entire meal. Anne-Marie, she is the rookie. She came in full guns a-blazing, okay? While at first it appeared that anybody could get it, but soon we all noticed that she was clearly targeting Sutton and her esophagus, okay? And the reason being is because it appeared to be Anne-Marie following in Kyle's footsteps, due to the fact that in the episodes leading up to Anne-Marie's debut, Kyle and Sutton were arguing constantly. And I have a reading on that too. So go over there and check that out. Or not go over there, but after this, check that out. I'll link it at the end. It's, Sutton and Kyle arguing and how they actually feel about each other, okay? Because Tarot does spill the tea on them too. Sutton was demanding to know about Kyle's marriage troubles, and Kyle retaliated by insinuating that Sutton's behavior was off due to feet, pills, and a drinking problem. She goes on to accuse Sutton of lying about having a small esophagus in order to cover up an eating disorder. What's crazy about that is Kyle and Mauricio are separated in current time, so they were experiencing marital issues, okay, when Sutton was asking. That was a real thing. But Kyle's accusations seem to be without merit. Yes, Sutton is kooky, all right, but she's always been kooky. And I feel like she's gotten a little bit better, a little less kooky, a little uncooked, and more acclimated to the group lately. I don't know. Is that just me? Or do you guys see and think that she's more acclimated to the group, a little less kooky, uncooked? If so, just drop down. And if not, drop down in the comments and let me know how you feel about Sutton's behavior. I think she's gotten better. She ain't rolling her face no more with that little roller. Anyway, continuing. Now, all of that brings us here, okay? I've decided to use tarot to peek around in Anne-Marie's thoughts just a bit, okay? Because I just don't understand why she is going so hard in the paint. So, we are going to find out exactly what Anne-Marie thinks about these ladies as well as what they think of her. This reading was interestingly funny to me because some of the ladies have a clear mind despite how they personally feel, while others have made up a complete image of Godzilla wrecking the city and terrorizing the residents. And it's funny to me how someone can make up in their minds about a person without ever meeting the person. Like it happens in real life all the time, and that's really unfortunate. But here in reality TV, it made me kiki. Okay? All right. So let's go. So here is Anne Marie. And she is, and I don't know how to say it, but well, I know how to say this. She is not a doctor. Okay. When she first came on, and when we kind of caught wind of her coming on the show Beverly Hills Housewives, we all thought she was a doctor. I know. And then we found out she wasn't a doctor. She was a nurse. But I don't know about everybody else, but I personally thought she was still an anesthesiologist, but just like a nurse. And then the other night, the most recent episode, she corrected everybody and said that she was in anesthesia, whatever. And as an anesthesiologist, not anesthesiology or Anyway, the role I've heard is just as important. Period. With that being said, the first one, I'm going to break this down really quick so that you guys can follow. So the first set of cards that we're going to talk about is going to be Anne Marie's opinion and view of Kyle. Okay, that's the first one. And then the second one is going to be Kyle's opinion and view of Anne Marie, because we know that she has one. All right, because everybody's been saying and suspecting, as well as myself, that Anne Marie was handpicked by Kyle. So I had to dig into that too. Next, we have Anne Marie's opinion of Sutton. And of course I had to get that one because she's been attacking Sutton. Okay, and I am using the word attack. Sorry, Garcelle. I'm using the word attack because that is actually what she was doing. So it is a difference between Garcelle telling, Dorit, for those of you in the know, you know what I'm talking about. It is a difference between Garcelle telling Dorit not to use the word attack versus me saying that Anne Marie has been attacking Sutton. She has been, and it's been crazy and nuts. So of course I had to get in her mind for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Not for me, for you guys to see why. What does she think? How does she view? What is her opinion of Sutton? And then she implied and actually said that Sutton was lying about having an esophagus problem and that she must have an eating disorder. She said she was trying to cover up an eating disorder. OMG. Okay. Next. Hey, if you guessed next we was going to find out what Sutton thought about Anne Marie, you was right. You was right. Yeah, we have to see what this Southern Belle thinks about Anne Marie, because in the reading that I did with her and Kyle, I could clearly see in there what Sutton's energy was for this season, baby. And she was a firecracker. She just was fed up and wasn't taken anymore. And her energy was like, I'm getting ready to not only stand up for myself, but I'ma check anybody. And so her firecracker attitude, she didn't have no firecracker, not a big huge firecracker attitude with Kyle. So I was like, who is she gonna have a firecracker? Who's she gonna be a firecracker on? Or who is going to get all of this sudden I'm defending myself energy? Who's gonna get that? And here comes Anne Marie. Okay, so I had to get into Sutton's mind. All right, next. Now this is funny, you guys, because I did start this reading and everything about maybe a week ago, and I had stopped at the Sutton, her opinion of Anne Marie. I was done, right? Well, I thought. And then, they ended up having another episode, and I saw Crystal pipe up, okay? And I said, ooh, Crystal, girl, what's in your mind, girl? So, and Anne Marie act like she don't like Crystal, but you know what? So we're going to get into it. So next is the Anne-Marie's opinion of Crystal. Okay? Okay? All right, and it ain't no fun if Crystal can't have none. All right, and then we're gonna see Crystal's opinion of Anne Marie, because again, you guys, Crystal is the quiet one in the group, very meek and mild. She's intelligent. You know, she's not a dingbat or anything. She's an independent woman. She sells coconut water and do recipes and all this kind of little stuff. She done slipped up and told Anne Marie in one of them little bus rides or whatever in a sprinter that she truly wanted to be a doctor, but her husband said he wanted a family now. He wasn't going to wait around to have a family for her to, be a doctor. And so she sacrificed wanting to be a doctor so that she could have a family with her current husband. And let me tell y'all something. Anne Marie throws that right on up in her face. Just pow, pow, slap her. Slap her with that. So we are going to find out what Crystal really thinks of Anne Marie, okay? After she done been slapped in the face, like that is so crazy. But let's get into it though. All the craziness. Okay, you guys, so we are starting with Anne Marie and Kyle, and this is how Anne Marie, what her opinion is of Kyle and how she views Kyle, and it's represented by the Nine of Wands. This woman is nearing the end of her strength. She is drawing on the deepest reserves within her and prepares herself for the final encounter of this challenge. So she's weak, worn, and weary, not completely certain of the outcome, but is prepared to give all that she can to save it. And that's exactly how Anne Marie sees Kyle. This is giving me the energy of, when Kyle probably proposed or when they were in discussion of Anne Marie coming on the show, being a cast member. I'm sure by this, especially by this card, that Kyle told her things along the line of like, I need you. I'm going through it with my marriage and now I have to film. So this is going to be challenging for me. Okay. And the other ladies don't have my back. Now, let's keep going because I also clarified it because I just wanted a little more information. So all of these cards will be clarified. And so we have here Anne Marie's opinion of Kyle clarified by the King of Wands. Okay, so two wands. Wands are fiery in their action. So it makes sense because Anne Marie is viewing Kyle as the action, the force behind this ensemble, the cast. All right. So here's the thing though, this King of Wands was reversed. Now the Nine of Wands was upright. All right, and anyone who knows tarot knows that they knows what that looks like traditionally. Although I wasn't using a traditional, I was using the as above so below deck. But they have all of the nine wands, and they're like looks like they're going up a hill, and they are very tired. That was upright. And she's facing a challenge and she's tired and weary and don't know if she can do it. Clarified by the King of Wands, which shows that Anne Marie's opinion of her is that she is at the top with the wand. The wands are the action. They're fiery. They're, catalyst driven. They're the catalyst usually. And that makes sense. So she's like, okay, so you really are the King of Wands, but right now all we're getting from you since you're tired and weary is this tired and weary version of you, and you need me to have your back. Now let me go ahead and break down the King of Wands. Okay, normally, he's a protector, provider, and seasoned, experienced leader. Okay, this person is someone who stays on ready to become aggressively defensive and may even wage war. But this card was in reverse, which reiterates that Anne Marie views Kyle as sitting on her throne without confidence. Okay, and the confidence I'm talking about is that I'm that bitch confidence. I said what I said confidence. So she sees her on her throne without confidence in the kingdom that she built, okay? And Anne Marie is feeling like, how dare these women attack Kyle? Because if it weren't for Kyle, there would be no show. Now, this is the battery, okay, that is in Anne Marie's back. This is how Anne Marie sees it. And now it makes a little more sense because we all saw that Anne-Marie was out there like fighting for Kyle, taking what Kyle said and just running with it. And it didn't make any sense because she just ran to where even she recently put out I don't know if it was an Instagram message or a tweet or something like that, but she said, yes, now watching it back, that was a silly storyline for me to run with, and I really wish I hadn't done that. Okay, so even she sees that didn't make any sense. But here, Tarot spills the tea on that and explains what she was thinking and why she did it, because ain't that what we all wanted to know? Okay, let's keep going. So this is Kyle's opinion and view of Anne-Marie, okay, in the same space and time. So, Anne-Marie's opinion was her first impression and what the pitch, kind of sort of speak, that Kyle gave her in order for her to get on the show, right? So here's Kyle in that same time period, okay? She sees Anne-Marie as the King of Cups. Okay, so both of them see each other with the King energy, which is beautiful, okay? Because kings got to roll with kings. Like, you know what I'm saying? You do surround yourself, or you should anyway, surround yourself with people or friends specifically who embody your same energy, all right? And so that's beautiful, that's nice. And Kings of Cups, they're the emotional ones. Cups represents emotions and stuff. And so I can see how now, do you guys also see how Kyle pull and tugs on this is even before I break the card down, but I can just see it. Even though, what's funny, even though in previous tarot readings I've said, oh, this is a hobby, it's way more than a hobby. I'm good at this, okay? I was just saying that to express why I may not be consistent, okay? I do have a job, and this is not my number one income. Anyway, I digress, y'all. So we have the King of Wands, which is Kyle, pulling on the heartstrings of the King of Cups. That makes all the sense in the world, okay? So let me break it down. King of Cups. Now, this King of Cups encourages others to express themselves and share their heart. This person, though, is disconnected from their emotions. You want to know why? Because it's in reverse. It's in reverse. And this is her. Now, we don't know if she's actually in real life disconnected from her emotions, but this is how Kyle sees her. All right. So basically, Kyle is aware that Anne-Marie is going to sacrifice her storyline in order to be a pit bull for Kyle. Kyle may have promised Anne-Marie that if she rides hard in the paint for her in her first season, Kyle will put in a good word for her to come back for a second season. Plus, the cherry on top that did not go unnoticed by Anne-Marie is the more she focuses on Kyle, the less she has to dive into her personal life right now. It's as if she wants to get her feet wet first before she present her skeleton. Okay? Okay. Let's continue. All right, next up we have Kyle's clarifier for Anne-Marie, and it is represented by none other than the Three of Pentacles, okay? Now, the Three of Pentacles, this card is of artistic mastery that can be passed down from teacher to student. So let's examine some of the symbolism in the card's image. The arches are symbols of strength and support. The nook in the wall symbolizes safety and protection, and the statue in the nook is depicted as a child laborer. All right, so let's break this on down. Now, the child laborer symbolism, obviously, we know exactly what that is. Some goes on to say that it could also be viewed as a slave, but originally it's supposed to be a saint. But overall, it's a child laborer, and we know why. And it looked like to me, now that might be a bag of wheat, but it looked like to me, that's a bag of coins, money, okay? That's obvious. She was a child actress, and I don't know, she acts like her sisters were all made to be in show business by their mom, Big Kathy they call her, and I don't know, she acts like it was unpleasant. I don't know, I wasn't there, but that's very clear. Then it goes on to say about the nook in the wall itself symbolizes safety and protection. So she is wanting that and needing that, and feels like she doesn't have it. And then there's the strength and support, which is the arches itself. And so what this tells me is that Kyle sealed the deal with it, with, telling Anne-Marie, this is what I want you to do, by giving her background going all the way back to when she was a little girl and first got into acting, and then to the point of when she started not to enjoy it, but her mom made her do it anyway, and she's been under the guise of having to be strong for a family, and the support, the monetary, anyway, financial support system of the family or whatever, or contributing to it, and being quiet even when you're not happy, but just being strong. And now it's probably bringing back those same feelings because she's going through something with her marriage, and she's been quiet about what Mo has been doing, but she has to be strong for her daughters, and she's just not quite ready emotionally, in an emotional space, she doesn't have the strength, okay, to be on reality TV right now and face these ladies who's going to come at her and ask her and demand for answers, and she doesn't have any support from them. So she's giving her this whole spiel, okay, and she's trying to seal the deal, as she was with the previous card, seeing her as the king of cups, very emotional and everything. She's still pulling at those heartstrings, giving her the story and giving her what I like to call the script, okay? She feels like Anne-Marie is the perfect actress for it, and she's giving her a script. Now, the Three of Pentacles came up in reverse. The reason why it was in reverse is because even though this is how this views Anne-Marie, this is Kyle's opinion of Anne-Marie and how she views her, she feels like she can do it. However, it was in reverse because, like I said, like, it's as if Kyle is a producer and she's giving someone a script for a movie. Yeah, she feels like they can do it, but like she's the one saying, you're perfect for this role. It's not coming from that person. She's trying to convince her that she's perfect for this role, that this is who she is. Okay, so it is Kyle saying, you are going to be my strength, you're going to be my support, I'm going to find safety and protection in you, you're just protecting me, there's nothing wrong with that. Look, I've been a child laborer all my life, I've been going through this all my life, but it's you can help me, it's you are the person. So that's why it was reversed, because it's not Anne-Marie saying, I am your strength, I am your support, I am your protection. No, this is Anne-Marie being convinced and listening to Kyle say this, and she's nodding her head along with a blank expression like, yep, all right, I got it, okay. Yeah, I can do it. Here we have good old Sutton, okay, the cat lady. And this is Sutton's opinion of Anne-Marie. So, it is represented by the Eight of Pentacles, and this card too was in what? Reverse. Okay, it says that it's doing sloppy work, not paying attention, brushing over important details beyond what we can clearly see, okay? Beyond a suffocate. Because obviously Nurse Anne-Marie is sloppily wrong with her uninvited assessment of Sutton. But I believe this card is referring to Anne-Marie not paying attention to the fact that Kyle is over the beef she had with Sutton and no longer wants Anne-Marie to carry that bone. Okay? Sutton's clarifier for Anne-Marie is Queen of Pentacles, which is nurturing, resourceful, and grounded in reality. Sutton has seen or assumes that Anne-Marie has been nurturing to Kyle. Sutton also feels like Anne-Marie is doing this more as a money grab than anything else. And being grounded in reality comes out every time we see Anne kiss Kyle's ass, because she thinks that what she needs to do to secure her spot is kissing Kyle's ass. So that's where the grounded in reality comes from, because let me tell you something. When I saw that, I said, well, wait. And then instantly Spirit was like, her reality, not the reality of Sutton and not necessarily Kyle's reality, or not anybody else's reality, Anne-Marie's reality. This is a money grab. Well, Sutton views it as a money grab for Anne-Marie, and I can tell you, I did use my own deck and did further clarifications, which I'm not gonna, go over. This was just to get a clear view. And Sutton is not the only one in this group that believes that Anne-Marie is doing this as a money grab. Okay, so that also tells me if she's doing this as a money grab, she may not even want to come back for next season. Okay, but there's lots of Anne-Marie money grabness in the background. Okay, when I further clarify the clarifiers and the clarifiers. Okay, to be clear. Let's keep going. Looky here. Anne-Marie's opinion of Sutton. Okay, and it's represented by Four of Swords, and that represents a respite from troubles. This woman has learned that sometimes the best ideas come when she takes a break. She tries to enjoy a moment of calm and prepare for inspiration. This does sound like Sutton, but it can be in a good or bad way, okay? In a good way, it's if Sutton wants to leave her troubles behind and hang with the ladies and be silly, tell jokes and laugh, all while taking vacations around the world. That's awesome, okay? And I'd like to be a part of that. But on the other hand, it can be bad if a person is taking a respite from their troubles by keeping those in the dark while shining the light on other people's troubles. Now, Anne-Marie believes Sutton is doing the latter of the two, okay? And so she thinks that's really bad. She thinks that's bad, and she coming to get her ass. Anne-Marie's clarifier for Sutton is the Moon card. All right. The Moon card always represents mystery and secrets and stuff like that, but it was in reverse. And in reverse, the Moon represents secrets and mysteries that rarely see the light of day. Now, we can see where she would get that from because when Sutton did have a sit down with Kyle at Kyle's THC infusion, weed food infusion dinner, when she sat down with her, she said, I apologize. Sutton to Kyle said, I apologize. I did have a lot on my mind. Basically, my ex-husband is trying to move out of the country and take my son. And that was what was on my mind. So I apologize for being aggressive or coming at you wrong, basically. Okay. And she said that she just didn't talk about it. She didn't want to think about that night. She didn't want to talk about that. She was trying to not think about that. So we can see where Anne-Marie is getting this respite from trouble and the moon being reversed, representing secrets and mysteries that rarely see the light of day. Sutton didn't want that to see the light of day because Sutton is very aware, and it's true that especially if you have a spouse that will do this, and if you're going through custody battle or divorce, whatever they see, if it gets dirty, they're going to use that against you. So you don't want to give them anything. And if she talks about that and does certain things on national television, then that's very well documented, and that's just like delivering a gift to him right at his doorstep. Sutton doesn't want to do that. So I don't feel like Sutton is trying to be mysterious and be secretive. She's just looking out for her best interest while she's going through a custody battle with her ex-husband, which is a smart and normal thing to do. However, Anne-Marie's opinion of it, her view of it, is skewed. She sees that that's what's going on, but her reasoning of it is different. So now do you guys kind of see why it's so good to see people's point of views and their opinions and stuff? Because it kind of makes a little more sense as I will continue to break this down, okay? And real quick, we are almost done, but I would like to thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. You really have no idea how much I appreciate it, okay? And I am going to ask you guys to please click like and subscribe, and we have a little more coming up, all right? But yeah, click like and subscribe, and somebody I chose this picture to the right because somebody is in Wonderland or whatever, and I don't know. They're viewing, their imagination is, I don't know. They're viewing people as big monsters, and we'll discuss that in just a bit. Let's continue. Up next, we have Anne-Marie and her opinion of crystal. All right, it's represented by the chariot. The chariot was in what? Reverse. It was in reverse. And being in reverse, it represents losing control, a situation that got out of hand, and chaos. So with the recent episode, we can see where Anne-Marie has an opinion of Crystal losing control, because Crystal straight out said to Anne-Marie, "You're a bitch." Okay. And a situation that got out of hand. I mean, I don't think she expected that from Crystal. But to Anne-Marie's defense, she was very quick with it. She was quick with it because she came right back and said, "Hey, you know what? Didn't you want to be a doctor? You know, but now I'm a doctor, and now you trying to disrespect me being a doctor, but I'm really a nurse." So a situation that got out of hand. And I feel like she feels like it got out of hand because I don't think Anne-Marie wanted to attack Crystal. She didn't expect to attack Crystal. She may have even thought Crystal was cool, but all of a sudden chaos ensued when Crystal, unexpectedly called her a bitch. But like I said, Anne-Marie was very quick with it. Very quick with it. Also note the imagery in this card on how she views Crystal. This goes right along with her bringing up the fact that Crystal said that she wanted to go to school to be a doctor. That was her intentions, but that her husband, Rob, wanted a family and wanted it now and was not going to wait for her to go to school to be a doctor and then they just do it later. And so therefore, she gave up on her hopes and dreams of being a doctor, and instead she works from home and she provided him with the family that he demanded. Okay, look at the picture. I mean, the lady, she don't look very happy. Although, so first of all, I do believe Crystal is happy and satisfied and all of that, okay? And confident in her decision, you know what I'm saying? But remember, this is Anne-Marie's opinion of Crystal. So basically, this lady in this picture with all them kids being wild and crazy, she look like she faking happy. Anyway, let's continue to look at the clarifier. Now this one was what? A kiki. This one was a kiki to me, okay? Anne-Marie's clarifier for Crystal. Now, also, I'm just going to say this real quick. I couldn't help but notice that the damsel in distress, okay, is represented by the 8 of Swords. The damsel in distress is dressed in red, so is Crystal, and then the hero or whatever is big and strong and got it going on and is in yellow. Okay. So, represented by the 8 of Swords. Now, swords are symbols of intellect, thought, and communication. In this image, there is a dark-haired man using one of those swords to cut her free. The swords are what surround this damsel in distress, keeping her hostage as if she can't, be free of it. All right. In which those swords in the original tarot, they are put there by none other than the querent, the person in the card. So they can break free at any time. They're just imprisoned in their own mind, basically. Although they feel like they're imprisoned, but they did it to themselves and they can be free at any time. So it's really ironic that this is the clarifier for how Anne-Marie views Crystal. Let's go ahead and break it down. Okay, so it was in reverse because even though Anne-Marie has said that Crystal needs to thank her for activating her, Anne-Marie is not really happy about that. Crystal is going to make Anne-Marie eat her words, and she just didn't know she had to look out for Crystal, basically. And it's funny because I feel like she was warned about some of the other ladies, but was not told about Crystal, or what she was told about Crystal versus a warning is she was probably warned about Erica and Garcelle and Sutton's mouth, okay? And warned about not coming for Dorit's marriage. Let's go ahead and say that, and not Dorit's break-in, or not Dorit's kids or whatever, or nobody's kids for that matter. Okay. But as far as Crystal, she was probably just told that she sells coconut water and is married to a Lion King and was nothing to worry about. Well, she woke Crystal up, just like this imagery. Okay, she cut her loose. And the cold part about it is, as I will say again, okay, the person took one of the swords that imprisoned the woman and used that to cut her free. It's the fact that Anne-Marie flippantly accused Sutton of having an eating disorder to someone who has an eating disorder and takes it seriously, okay? Then by way of denial, Anne-Marie set Crystal free, but little did you know that you was going to be the one to set her free, okay? And we thank you for that. We really do, because Crystal, girl, Crystal, you do not have to holler and scream in this group, but you do need to open up that mouth and let some sound come out. Let's continue. Here we are at Crystal's opinion of Anne-Marie. Okay, come on, Crystal. All right, Crystal's opinion of Anne-Marie is represented by the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Swords wields the power of her mind and knowledge of language to achieve her goal. That, to me, is spot on. Okay, that was a pleasant surprise, and I was very much interested because Crystal really piqued my interest of what her opinion and view of Anne-Marie was, what her assessment was going to be. Because I consider Crystal to have a good mind, a good head on her shoulders, and like remain calm for the most part, for the most part. And so I was pleasantly surprised that Crystal sees her, kind of correct, in my opinion. What do you guys think? I mean, wielding the power of their mind and knowledge of language to achieve their goal? Yeah, I'd say so. So let's look at the clarifier. All right, Crystal's clarifier for Anne-Marie is represented by 3 of Wands. This is the card of high level success, high profile achievement, and reward for hard work. The image is a man who stands with his back towards us. He raises his left arm and releases a falcon into the air. The falcon is a symbol, of course, okay? Falcons are voracious, rapacious hunters who seek their prey with vengeance. While falcons can be tamed, they are inherently savage creatures who hunt their prey with eagle eyes, okay? They are living weapons. The falcon in this tarot card represents the wild and untamed nature in Anne-Marie. We can see this in the recent episode when they showed Anne-Marie going to numerous people, dissing Sutton's esophagus for hours and hours. Someone said 4 hours, someone said 5 hours. I watched it, I can't remember, but it was hours and hours, okay? That's savage. With eagle eyes. She obviously teamed with Kyle on this, and Crystal has spotted this with her eagle eye and has no intention to lay down and let Anne-Marie rip Sutton apart in the name of Kyle and trying to secure a spot on the show. All right, you guys. So now I want to ask you all, whose perception do you think is the truest? I think Kyle's and Crystal's view of Anne-Marie are the truest. Crystal sees Anne-Marie for exactly who she is, while Kyle sees Anne-Marie exactly as Anne-Marie's weakness, okay, which Kyle apparently has a skill for, and she uses it to produce. And poor Anne-Marie is playing poker as a guessing game and going all in. So you know that I always look at the energy influence. So when I first did the first portion of the reading, when I thought I was done before I decided to add Crystal in here, the energy was represented by the devil reversed. I thought that was interesting. And that's all of their energy, the energy that's swirling around with all of them. The devil reverse card means mistakenly judging something as bad, negative, or wrong. Okay? And that was clarified by my cards in my deck. And as I told you guys before, when it comes to Anne-Marie, a few of these ladies had some money clarifiers under the clarifiers, okay? But price versus promise is what that card was. The price versus promise.
So, what that means is someone in the situation does not feel like the investment is worth the payoff. The person who harbors these doubts may be hiding their true feelings. Now, I feel like this is referring mostly to Anne-Marie more than any of the other ladies because her professionalism for her career is in question at this point by a whole association.
When I did the Crystal and Anne-Marie, when I looked at their energy, it's no surprise, and I had to laugh. It was represented by the Six of Pentacles. And if you know anything about tarot, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you that the Six of Pentacles is a charity card. So yes, y'all can guess I laughed. I did laugh a bit because I was like, charity, and I was like, oh, Crystal, cold-blooded. She feel like they all, them allowing her, like them filming with her, them allowing her to be on there with them, they giving her charity. You know what I'm saying? As if she need the money or something. I don't know why that was just like a repetitive underlying something that's in the back of these ladies' mind. But you know what? They know something that we don't know. But then, ding dong, I said, okay, guess what? They acted up. Where was they at? At charity. They were at a charity for the homeless and not toothless. Look at that. I got it right. You better come on. Indigo got it right. Okay. It could just be as simple as that. They were at a charity. But I believe it's more than that because, see, just like I had said earlier, that money, her doing this as a money grab and all that kind of stuff, it stayed there. It reverberated underneath all of these opinions. So that's very interesting. And one more thing before we get out of here, okay? Because I was perusing the Instagram of Miss Wiley, Miss Anne Marie. And I saw something very interesting that I want to ask you guys about. All right. She recently posted pictures of her birthday trip. And if I had to guess, I believe it was around the time that the charity event happened. And either way, it had to be because she couldn't post it ahead of the air date. And the very next episode was the charity event. So yes, it was around that time. I guess I don't have to act like I'm a genius. Okay. So this was Anne Marie's birthday trip, and she posted 6 pictures of it. And, she was saying something about, thank you, ladies. I had such a good time, this, that, and whatever, whatever. Just some stuff about thanking all the ladies, right? 6 pictures, her birthday trip, thanking all the ladies. Kyle is the one that hosted that birthday trip and took the initiative to bring all the ladies together to celebrate Anne Marie. Okay, so why is Sutton, Crystal, and Garcelle the ones trying to make Anne Marie comfortable on her birthday? Okay, so as you can see in this picture, who is she standing next to? All right, it is Garcelle, and sitting right there next to her is Crystal, right? Yeah, Crystal. But here is something that I want you guys to take a closer look at as I did. Crystal's hand is on Anne Marie's arm and she's pulling her in. And they're all laughing and smiling and stuff. And so here's the thing. Someone, as people usually do, they, get together to take a photo, a group photo. And sometimes people, will seem like they're not standing so close. And you can obviously tell, like, oh, this person doesn't feel like, they need to scoot in, and they're hesitant about scooting in. They don't feel like they belong, or they don't feel as close to the group, or they don't feel like they're a part of the group. And so someone will take the initiative to kind of pull them in closer to say, hey, come on, we love you, we like you, you're a part of the group. And I feel like that's what was going on. Then we go on and see another photo, and it's all of them like on a couch or something, a couch at the winery. Okay, beautiful, cute, whatever. But then okay, take a look at who is next to her. Now, of course, it's nothing wrong or no surprise with Anne-Marie being in the middle. Beautiful, great, whatever. But the two that are right next to her is none other than Sutton and Garcelle, okay? And so, I don't know. To me, this was, and I didn't see any pictures of her and just Kyle, or Kyle next to her, or Kyle interacting with her. And Kyle is the one that threw that birthday celebration for her. Kyle is the one that brought her on the show. This is unusual to me, to as you're thanking, and actually I think she thanked the ladies and not, like, she should have specifically thanked Kyle and then the ladies as a secondary. So the other four begins with Garcelle and Anne Marie. All right, they're laughing, having a good time. She got a cup, she drinking, tasting, whatever, cute, cute. And the second one of the last four is, again, guess who? Anne Marie and Garcelle sitting next to each other, chit chatting, tasting the wine, drinking the wine, feeling them imbibes, all right, the spirits, all right. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's cute. I like it. And here we see them playing the bongos, okay? And I didn't know that you play bongos with sticks. I thought it was all your hands and stuff. But anyway, they playing the bongos. They getting down. Garcelle looks serious. But again, who is in the picture is Anne-Marie and Garcelle. Now, I don't want y'all to think that I'm any kind of hater. I'm not. I think friendships are beautiful when they're good and natural and genuine and all that kind of stuff. But you're gonna see, hopefully you're about to see what I'm saying in just a second. And lastly, yet another picture she posted of who? Her and Garcelle. Now, in my opinion, Garcelle is the most down to earth of all these ladies and easy to get along with, I would guess and assume, because I don't know her personally, all right? But maybe one day. So, as I said, she chose a total of 6 pictures and she thanked all of the ladies for her birthday trip. And I don't think it's a coincidence that the pictures she chose highlighted the 3 women who wants her to shut up about Sutton's esophagus. I think maybe she is setting up to say you guys are two-faced. We had such a good time. You guys didn't tell me then that you wanted me to stop talking about the esophagus. Or, we talked about the esophagus and y'all said everything was cool. Sutton licked the toe. I licked her armpit and I said, esophagus, it tastes like esophagus. She's setting it up for something, okay? We will be tuned in. I know I will, and then you can tune in right back here because I'll talk about it. But this means something, because not once did she highlight Kyle. And she's the one that gave you the thing and brought you on, okay? And put that battery in your back, girl. Anonymous has a message for you, Anne Marie, and they said, never put both feet in your mouth at the same time, because then you won't have a leg to stand on. All right. All right. And like I believe I mentioned a little bit earlier, Anne Marie did sort of she gave like an apology. It was actually better than Dr. Jackie's apology. But Miss Anne Marie, wildly, okay, your stories have been wild because you've been caught several times on camera lying and lying about people lying, and you just lying, girl. And we done had enough, so I don't, it's hard to believe anything that comes out of your little lying mouth, girl. Okay, please click like and subscribe. And thank you so much for your support. You're awesome. All right. If no one has told you today, you are awesome. Okay. And, just continue to be you. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Again, sometimes at the end, I say things that spirit tells me to say. So obviously someone needed to hear that today. All right. There's nothing wrong with being you. And now this is me. Be safe. All right. Be safe out there and have a good week. All right. Bye.